welcome back to Sniff with Steph. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. So today is Thanksgiving. I'm filming this on Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to anyone who's going to be watching this in the future. Today we're gonna do a big, fat, savage perfume declutter. I just want to preface it by saying I am someone who's very picky with the perfumes I keep in my collection. I don't want to have a giant collection of, 200 plus perfumes. And I do have a collection video coming up, so stay tuned for that. And I'll describe a little bit more about what I want from my collection in that video. But in general, if I'm not using something, if I'm not madly in love with a fragrance, it's gone. I cut it out. So you're gonna be seeing now the fragrances that have lost their way and been kicked out, in addition to ones I'm planning on decluttering. Let's do this. As always, if you like my content, like and subscribe down below, and let's get to it. The first fragrance I want to talk about is Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. And as you can see, I've used a little bit of this. There's a dent. I like how this smells, and I think it's very unique for a celebrity perfume. It's very sweet. There's a lot of berries and patchouli. And it has a sexiness about it. There's no doubt about it. But for me, this perfume, I just never wear it. I've had it in my collection for at least a year and I never wear it. So if I'm not wearing something, it's gotta go because it's just sitting there and taking up space, which I really don't have. I gotta say, bottles are important to me. I like the aesthetic of a beautiful perfume bottle laying out on my vanity, and I just hate this bottle so much. I think it's just hideous. I don't know what Rihanna was thinking with this bottle. The juice is good, the bottle is a no-go, and yeah, I'm just not using it. So I'm gonna say goodbye to this one, and that is Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. The next fragrance I'm getting rid of is a mini one. Look at this tiny little baby. It's so small, I love it. It's a Zara Wanted Girl. And this, trying to see if I can smell it. This is just one of those fragrances that smells like straight up orange blossom to me. And if you watched my video about fragrances I can't stand, I can't do fragrances that are just like that really syrupy, sweet, sticky orange blossom. And this is one of those, for me at least. Everyone talks about it's creamy, it's sweet, it has this delicious dulce de leche note, right? But I don't get any of that. I just get a super sweet, sickly orange blossom. And the minute I smelled it, I knew this was not for me. And I'm really glad I only got the teensy size. The next fragrance is actually a body spray from Bath & Body Works that I recently hauled. And this is Pink Velvet Cupcake. And although I do love the packaging of this, something about it just rubs me the wrong way. I think it's a nice, very sweet, juicy red berries, kind of powdered sugar scent. That's what I get from this. Yeah, it's like really sweet red berries with this marshmallowy powdered sugar accord. And I'm not a big fan of red berries. And in this, they're just so prominent and it's borderline a little cough syrupy to me. And when things smell like cough syrup, when they're super overly sweet and synthetic, it's just a big turnoff for me. And I remember I sprayed this for my boyfriend and he said the same thing. His immediate reaction was, that smells like cough syrup. He really didn't like it. So I'm gonna be getting rid of this one, and that is Pink Velvet Cupcake from Bath & Body Works. I also have another fragrance from Bath & Body Works that I'm getting rid of, and that is Gingham Heart of Gold. I was really disappointed by this fragrance. The notes are apple, vanilla bean, and sandalwood. So anything with sandalwood, I'm inclined to buy it because I adore sandalwood, especially paired with vanilla. But to me, this is just a fruity apple. It's not super woody, it's not super grounded, it's a sweet, juicy apple, and it smells kind of generic. It smells basic. There are Bath & Body Works fragrances that I love way more than this one, and like I said, if I'm not head over heels for something, I'm not keeping it. So that's why I'm getting rid of Gingham Heart of Gold. The next fragrance is one I hauled probably 2 months ago, and this is Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker. So this is a lovely scent, guys. It's musky and it's lavender. It smells like fresh dryer sheets. It smells like the Narciso Rodriguez fragrances. I am not a big, just plain musk, fresh fragrance person. It's very nice. It's not unpleasant to my nose at all, but I know I'm just never gonna reach for it. I think that, yeah, if I'm gonna reach for something very simple and kind of clean, it's gonna be something citrusy, a little more aquatic, but I'm not really a musk girl. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to declutter Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker just because I know I'm never going to get use out of it. So now I'm gonna talk about some fragrances that I recently sold. So I don't have them with me, but they were recently decluttered from my collection. This probably isn't a surprise to anyone, but I decluttered 3 Zara fragrances from my recent haul. Amber Fusion was one of them, Ebony Wood, and Vibrant Leather for Her. And if you watch my Zara haul, you probably know already why I decluttered those. Amber Fusion, I really didn't like. It smelled too alcohol-y and too much like a cologne for me. Wasn't my vibe at all. Ebony Wood, I didn't hate, but there was just something about it that rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm surprised by that because I love woody fragrances, especially when there's a sweet twist. And Ebony Woods is definitely one of those fragrances. It's very woody, but there's something sweet about it. But as I said in my haul video, there was something about it that just reminded me of like wet, rotting wood. And some people may like that smell, but I don't know. For me, I like more of a dry, sweet wood, not a wet, rotting smell. And so, I don't know, something about it just wasn't up my alley. I wasn't in love with it. And so it had to hit the road. I know people love Ebony Wood, and I can definitely say that I probably would enjoy it on someone else, but on me, it just didn't work. And Vibrant Leather for Her, that one I actually really enjoyed the scent, but it was just a touch too masculine for me. I think it would be incredible on a man, even though it's the For Her version. I think when I go for more unisex fragrances, they're the deeper, darker, spicier variety. They're not the aromatic, citrusy, bright variety, if that makes sense. So if I'm gonna go for something a little more masculine, it's gonna be more dark and mysterious. It's not going to smell like your typical fresh cologne. And that's some of the vibes that I got from Vibrant Leather for Her. Although I do think it was a really nice fragrance and I enjoyed the smell in general, I just knew I would never use it and it wasn't for me. Another fragrance that I recently decluttered was Chance Eau de Parfum. I talked about that one in my Classiest Fragrances video that I just posted last week, but I love this fragrance. I think it's so beautiful. It's a musky, earthy, patchouli floral scent, and it's beast mode. But I think the combinations of the florals and the patchouli with how strong that fragrance is, every time I wore it, I got a headache, and it just kind of, you know, when a fragrance is so pungent and almost burns your nose? I just couldn't do it. I literally would spray like 2 sprays, which is nothing for me because I'm an oversprayer, and I would just feel overwhelmed by it and I would get a headache. So although I really like that fragrance, unfortunately I had to let it go because something about it just did not vibe with my head or my nose. A fragrance that I recently decluttered was also Kayali Elixir. So I had the mini bottle of it, and Kayali Elixir is a apple rose patchouli fragrance. It's a Middle Eastern kind of dark, deep, sexy fragrance. And I thought it was nice, but it just wasn't really my vibe, and I preferred the other Kayali fragrances much more. I much prefer Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. I much prefer Vanilla Cocoa, Vanilla 28. For me, that rose apple combination, maybe it was just a little too mature. I'm not that big into Middle Eastern vibes and fragrances. I don't dislike them, but they're not my favorite. And I just knew when I smelled it that I wouldn't wear it, even though it's not like I disliked the fragrance outright, but I knew I would never use it. And so I decided to sell it. So I hauled probably 2 months ago some really popular cheapies, and one of them was Love by Sofia Vergara, and I kept Sophia, which I hauled in the same video, but Love is more of a coffee, sweet, has similarities to Olivier Bell, also smells like black opium. It's floral, there's some coffee, there's a lot of sweetness, and it just reminded me too much of black opium in the end. I really don't like that fragrance. I think something about the gourmand with the florals just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is, but I much preferred Sophia, which is fruitier, lighter, fresher, a little more sophisticated because it has some Coco Mademoiselle vibes. I know a lot of people adore Love, and that's totally fine. I didn't find it unpleasant or anything. I liked it more than Black Opium, but I so much preferred Sophia, and I knew that I would reach for that one any day over Love. So that's just my personal taste. The last one that I decluttered recently is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. And I don't know if I got a bad bottle of this fragrance, but I feel like I got such a different experience than other people have. Casablanca is an apple, grape, caramel fragrance with some woods in the base. And everyone says it's a beast, it's a beast. The bottle I got, I swear it did not project, it did not last. It smelled super watered down. And so I have a hunch that maybe it was watered down because I did buy it off Mercari. So maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I have to try it again. But my bottle was just, I don't know, it was not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting this really rich, delicious gourmand scent with some woods. And I just got this really kind of watered down, synthetic, appley, caramelly mess, and it was not long lasting on me. So maybe I'll try a better bottle in the future and I'll change my opinion, but I was really not a fan of Casablanca Swiss Arabian, which was actually a huge disappointment because I had been wanting to try that fragrance for a very long time. And there you have it, guys. Those are the fragrances that I have decluttered and are in the process of decluttering. Just a disclaimer, do not take offense to any of these, please. This is just my personal taste. And like I said, a lot of these I actually didn't dislike, but I just knew I would never reach for them. And if I know I'm not gonna wear something, it can't stay in my collection because it's just taking up space and someone else could be using that product and enjoying it much more than I ever could. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I have some really fun stuff coming up for you guys. My birthday's actually tomorrow and I'm doing a really epic birthday haul, so I'm so pumped for that. So stay tuned. And yeah, I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.